Then at midnight for dessert, I'm thinking over here we bring out a huge chocolate fondue fountain.
Oh, yeah. P. Diddy had his birthday party here a couple years back, and he had one of those.
Oh, screw that then. I don't want a fondue fountain if P. Diddy had one.
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters. I don't want to do it if Diddy did it.
How about a donut machine?
Did Diddy do it?
Diddy did do it.
A full ice cream bar.
Diddy did it.
Damn it, what didn't Diddy do?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, I had to work this whole week, and I worked today, and I was like, what I'm going to do when I get home? Made my animals dinner, and sat down, and I got on YouTube and started watching a lot about the whole P. Diddy thing, and I'm like, holy shit. I remember Alex Jones saying, it's, the music industry is controlled by, Satanists and evil people and all that kind of shit. It's like, oh, fuck, I didn't know how bad it was. I mean, I was like, after watching the shit from like Jaguar, right, and Cat Williams and, like P. Diddy's bodyguard or whatever, and who else? The Suge Knight. I watched Suge Knight's things. I was like, holy shit. It's worse than fucking I thought. And I was like, no, Alex Jones already said that. It's worse than anybody thinks. So I think he's right on fucking everything, man. I was like, holy fuck. And I was like wondering, because like during the interview with Chris Cuomo, fucking Suge Knight, said like, P. Diddy was abused. Puffy. Puffy was, and the thing is like I liked a lot of like, so it's like Puffy was abused and all this other kind of shit. And a long time ago, so I've always liked, Biggie Smalls, and I like Tupac and all that kind of stuff. They weren't like really big favorites of mine. I could listen to anything. I was more of a metal, fucking rock and roll guy, grunge, I graduated in '95. That was like my music, And at the same time, I would listen to hip hop and rap. It just wasn't my thing, but I didn't know a lot about it. Like when they went into the whole Aaliyah shit, I was listening to Patrick, what the fuck is his name? PBD or whatever his name is. Cause I just, I've only watched him a few times, but he had like the executive that started the one, recording company, or I might be totally wrong, but it's like Rockefeller or something like that. And like I was like openly hostile to the host while he was like just asking him, questions, and he was serious about everything. And he's like, "Oh, you're talking about," and he was just like you're talking about conspiracy theorist. He was just being a fucking dick, and I was like, I get it, but if it's sensitive things, you should be like, yeah, it's sensitive. Really don't want to talk about it, or go, I want to talk about it, but I don't like this conversation. You don't have to be like openly hostile to the dude. He's just asking questions. It's one thing or the other. Yeah, fucking just don't be a dick. But anyways, he handled the whole thing masterfully, better than I would have. I would have been like, dude, fuck you, man. But they probably, both of them don't need the fucking interview. Both of them don't need the money. But it's like an interview that should happen. And the guy's just being a cheese dick because, oh, it's Aaliyah and I want to be tough. And it's like, okay, I get that, dude, but just fuck off. If you don't think you're going to be asked questions like that, especially what's happening with fucking the hip hop world, the rap world right now with fucking P. Diddy and Jay-Z and all these fucking other people that are like fucking pedophiles, dude, straight fucking grooming pedophiles, then don't come on the fucking thing if you're not prepared to fucking say shit. If it's too much, just say it's too much. Be respectful. Fuck. It was like, anyways, that was like the one thing that, made me fucking more angry about the whole fucking interview than what the guy had to say. It's like, you want to get your message across? You're not doing it by being a dick, especially to a guy that's just fucking asking questions. And you agree to be on his podcast. If you thought it was for something else, you should have said so, I didn't watch the whole interview. I just watched the fucking like 20-minute clip about it. But anyways, I'm totally getting off track. So we already did the whole why didn't Diddy do it? We opened up with that. hopefully that works out now. I remember watching an interview. I didn't pull it up, but I think it was the Jaguar Right chick or somebody else. You know, they were talking about um oh god, what was it about? I totally lose my train of thought here because I got so many things on my mind. But it was about oh wait. No, it was actually it was Cuomo. Cuomo. He had an interview with Suge Knight, and Suge Knight says like, "Oh, dude, well, he didn't say, oh, dude, but he was like, you know, I believe, you know, P. Diddy is a result of being trafficked himself and he winds up becoming, you know, the trafficker. And that's how bad he is. And then I remember watching a thing by this Jaguar Right chick, and bless her soul, but she was like, Biggie was all into it too. And it's like, man, because I didn't know who Puff Daddy was until fucking, or P. Diddy or whatever his fucking name is, until fucking Biggie Smalls died, and I didn't even know there was a fucking war between, you know, fucking Tupac and I was like, oh, Kurt Cobain died, you know. So I didn't know this shit. Like I watched the movie, what was it? There was a Jet Li movie with Aaliyah, and I think that was the last movie she starred in, or it was either that or Queen of the Damned, and like she fucking died right afterwards, and oh fuck, Aaliyah died, and then one day fucking R. Kelly's locked up. Oh yeah, and this is like the whole thing with the fucking guy with the PBD host. He was all pissed off that people still listen to R. Kelly, and it's like, dude, I grew up in those days, and I knew Aaliyah was an actress. I didn't know she was a singer, but I was like, maybe she is. You know, fuck, I don't know. I don't follow the music too well. I'm more of a grunge guy or what have you. If I'm at a party and the song's good, I'm gonna be like, yeah. But I'm not gonna be like, who's the singer? I just doesn't occur to me. But anyways, it was a thing about her death and R. Kelly going to jail, and then it was like, and he fucking married her when she was 15, and I was like, oh, well, that's not good. And I'm, the guy's right. You know, why didn't he go to jail right then and there? And he didn't. It wasn't until years later when like Surviving R. Kelly and all that shit dropped, and they fucking finally brought charges against his ass and shit. But I was going back to the Biggie Smalls thing. Well, I saw this thing fucking years ago, and it was made by Biggie Smalls' mom and his widow. And then I was watching this Jaguar Right bitch, and she was like, and it was admitted in that video that she did sleep with Tupac, and she's like, no, that bitch was fucking playing both sides. Fucking everybody knew, and it was like, holy fuck. So it like totally blew up. But then she was like talking about, I think it was her that was talking about the gay industry in the hip hop culture and how Biggie was into this shit too. And I'm like, fuck, really? And no, it was some guy. It was some guy, I think, that was talking about it. Maybe it was some guy on like the Joe Rogan. I mean, like I've been like anything that like pop up on the searches and Rumble and YouTube, I was like, I'll watch it, you know. And it was this guy, I think it was a guy, fucking, he was talking about how all right, so there's this chick in this movie or in this video, and it's like one of my it's honestly one of my favorite, Biggie songs, Big Papa. Like, I love it when you call me Big Papa. And, yeah, and he was like, yeah, it was a Big Papa song. Maybe it wasn't on Joe Rogan, but it was on another show. I've been like scouring all like I think of the real life guys or whatever. But he's like, dude, this guy, if you watch this video, you'll see this chick and she's pissing in the bathroom, and she'll and when you see her, there's certain angles so you can see her Adam's apple, and he was actually a dude, and he was like murdered sometime later, and it was like he was fucking with all the producers, and other than that, and yeah, fuck, it's just really weird. So I decided that I'm gonna pull up the video and see if we can spot it. And of course I'd be lying if I said it I didn't already pull it up and look at it with like, oh, because I've been to Thailand and I'm surprised I didn't spot the bitch. And then when I looked at it, I've never seen this after Thailand, but it's like, wow, wow, you know, you got to keep an eye out. You got to look for the differences and go, oh my God, that's a dude. Because this chick is really, really convincing. So I got to pull her up. Hold on. Let me see where I can find it. I already got it fucking ready. Bam. All right. We're going to make it bam. Full view. Oh, stop diddling me. Jesus. All right. Here we go. This is the official video. We'll make sure I'm like recording it properly. Oh, no. We don't want it like that. We want it like cha. There we go. All right. Here we go, guys. It's a good song. It really is. It's Big Papa. I mean, and I was like, wow. I better pause this real quick. So it's like now you're seeing like the gay thing and like the grooming of Diddy, because there was like somebody saying that like I think it was Suge Knight was saying like Diddy wasn't like that until the drugs were in him, and like that's what he's going through now is all the drug withdrawals. But he's probably taking Sam Bankman-Friedman's ass. I think that's the guy that's in jail, the crypto guy that stole billions of dollars and donated it to Democrats, and now he's being butt raped in jail by Diddy. So I think it's funny because they're cellmates, and you know Diddy's like fucking flipping out, and that kid, I doubt he's hard. He might be hard. He might be harder than Diddy. You never know. He's been in there for a couple of months, and Diddy just got there, and he's like, "Shut up, Diddy, you little fucking bitch." anyways, so let's take a look at the video and provide commentary. That was the chick. That chick right there. That's a dude. It's a man. Let's watch.
I like this. Yeah.
I'm sure you do, Diddy.
Now, to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping my wit is where you find me. The back of the club, macking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed.
There he is. He's taking a piss with the other guys in the bathroom. And like, this is the official video. So it's like they're trying to push this shit into your face. And now you're learning that Diddy's fucking diddling fucking young bros and, you know, fucking, you know, ass raping a lot of these guys, and they're becoming perpetrators themselves. I don't know this personally, but you gotta check out the Jaguar Wright chick. I mean, she goes off, and it's great. It's exactly like you know, fucking, you know, like what I said, like Alex Jones said. There's another guy that talked a lot about Hollywood and all this shit, and get to him in a minute, but let's continue. So yeah, there's the guy taking a piss, and everybody thought, like, when I saw this video a long time ago, I thought it was like, you know, just fucking funny shit. But I didn't like you don't put like, oh, it's trans, dude, because transsexuals weren't a fucking thing back then. They were like 1 in a million you'd run into them. I used to valet for Circus in Reno, Nevada. And one time I remember fucking checking a guy in and everything like that, and fucking half hour, 45 minutes later, this guy comes out. It's totally the same guy in a dress and a wig, and he just like walks down the street like just going to a bar, fucking gonna get what he's gonna get. Now, and I remember I was just in awe. I was like, bro, did you fucking see that? Yeah, man, you see that every now and then. Okay. That's like, yeah, because I was like, I was even in the Navy before that, and you know, I knew a lot of gay dudes, but I never knew a guy that would like dress up and pretend to be a girl. They knew they were fags and they were strong with it and say, hey, better for you, bro. I don't care. Like, that's your preference. Do what you got to do, man. Wow. But, it was just, I come from a small town and everything like that. And just whenever you see it, it's like, it's really weird. But in the last couple years, you've been seeing a lot of it. And it's just I think we're just putting too much atrazine in the water. So hopefully when fucking Kennedy gets in with Trump, he fucking gets the atrazine and fluoride out of the water and stop making the fucking frogs gay. But anyways, I know I'm tangent.
Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See notes by the layers. True fucking players. Jump in the Rover and come over. Tell your friends jump in the GS3. I got the chronic by the tree. When you call me Big Papa, throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. I love it when you call me Big Papa. To the honeys getting money, playing niggas like dummies.
I don't know. That just, yeah. That could probably pass as a woman, but that looks like a guy. And right there, you see a little bit of an Adam's apple, but it's hard to see in this one. And like I said, I think she's dead. Or he's dead. This dude's dead. The crossdresser. He was like killed over something that had to. What the fuck is with the doodaloo? Anyways, it's almost like a. Never mind. But I think there's better fucking footage of the Adam's apple. Let's see what we got here.
You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Straight up.
There it is. Look at that thing. Here it is. Don't do that shit. Look at that fucking thing. There it is. Yeah. Try to freeze it just right. There. That's a dude. Women don't have that. That's why they call Adam's apple.
Straight up, honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these niggas think they be macking, but they be acting. Who they attracting with that line?
Why is this? Why? Turn that off. Stop the fucking. God damn. I have to replace this mouse. It's fucking pissing me off.
Your name?
Oh, yeah.
What's your size?
Perfect view of it right there. As soon as that hair goes back.
Your name?
There it is. That's a guy, man. And it's like probably the prettiest guy that guy's ever fucked. I don't know. Jesus Christ. That's horrible. All right. I gotta put my shit down on even surface or something. This is driving me crazy too. I have to fucking replace this thing. I probably won't. I'm fucking cheap. Yeah. Notorious B.I.G. probably was the one that was grooming him. And like the Jaguar Right chick was saying, she's like, his wife now or whatever, his widow was like, oh, I couldn't believe this all happened. And she's like, no, that bitch fucking set him up. And she was in on the whole fucking thing. And she was fucking Tupac at the same time, or at least fucking weeks or months before. And I remember that in the documentary that bitch and Biggie's mom put out. So it's like, I saw a thing the other day where it's like, oh, Biggie's mom is really disappointed. And I think it said her and his wife. And it's like, his wife's probably trying to cover her fucking ass because fuck, she might be involved in all this. I don't know. These are all allegations. But, that's definitely a dude. And from what I gather, that fucking guy was murdered later. And, you have to look at it all yourself. Now, let's see. So Suge Knight, he like everybody like when I watched the fucking NWA movie, Compton or whatever it was. And, they portrayed Suge Knight as a very bad dude, like an evil dude. and he was all big and he was tough. You watch a couple interviews with Suge Knight, you know, he doesn't say he wasn't. I mean, he's like, no, I'm a big guy. I'll use it when I can to make my fucking money. Okay, fair. Yeah. But he talked to the PBD guy, and he was like talking about this thing with Easy where the like his own producer wanted him fucking shot and shit, and Dr. Dre was being a little bitch or something like that, and he fucking gets on the phone with Easy right there and fucking let Easy hear this fucking guy say, I want you to fucking put a bullet in his head. And it was funny because the Jaguar Wright chick was like, you're looking at all these things and you realize that everything's the opposite. You think Suge Knight's a bad guy and you realize everything's the opposite. That was when I was like really getting into like, okay. I seen like a few of the short clips with Kumo and like I think Howard Stern or what have you. I didn't watch the Howard Stern in a while because Howard Stern became a total fucking douchebag. But it was like, is Suge Knight really? Even though he's a big burly dude, and yeah, I think he ran somebody over with his car, and that's why he's getting 28 years in jail. But think about it, him and his, if he was really against the cabal, yeah, they could throw that motherfucker in prison. And yeah, fucking yeah, like what if the guy is actually a good guy and was in a good guy part of the whole fucking thing? Like wanted to save his people and fucking wanted to fucking get their music out there and keep control of the industry that honestly they kind of started. I get it, East Coast rap and all that kind of shit. But you know what? Fuck the East Coast. And the fact that Biggie might be a fucking pedophile, like I said, there's only one good fucking thing that came out of New York, and that's fucking Donald Trump. Nothing else. And so fucking, fucking fuck, maybe Biggie was the bad guy and fucking Suge was the good guy and fucking fucking we were all lied to. And like this is all new to me. This really is like since fucking P. Diddy got, here's a weird fact. P. Diddy like sells like or has the most royalties to pay ever in the history of man because he did that Every Breath You Take. I'll Be Missing You. And he pretty much took Sting's song, I'll Be Watching You, and made a Biggie tribute. And it I don't know if it still plays, but he like owes like $26 million a year in royalties just to fucking play that song whenever he wants because it was such like an egregious overreach. And the guy's a billionaire, well, for now. And turns out if you're checking all the shit on the internet, well, what they're saying about these people, Diddy was like one of the guys that fucking got Biggie killed. They also killed Tupac. And Tupac was like, Tupac was like me. He was like a conspiracy theorist. His mom was like fucking the fucking Black Panther, fucking black fucking American fucking army fucking soldier, what have you. I mean, she was a radical herself. They were all conspiracy theorists. They knew that the G-man, the fucking government, those are the real G-men. They were after him. Everybody's like in the 20s, they called him G-man. Now, when you fucking think of G-men these days, they're like, oh, fucking G's, gangster. No, G stood for government, dumbasses. If you're a G-man, you're in the government. And if turns out you guys call him P. Diddy the G-man, and P. Diddy has been working with the feds, just like Al Sharpton was working with the feds when they got him on camera, fucking sniffing cocaine and everything. And ever since then, he's been a fed. Those are the G-men. They're not gangsters. They're fucking government. I think everybody nowadays like gotta rethink about what government is. Oh, you know what? Let's get out of this. Oh, no. We're going to cancel out of that. Let's cancel out of that. Don't delulu me. I'm canceling out of you too. Oh. So here is the gay shit. Oh, I gotta put this on. Hold on. I gotta put this on. This is the Cuomo interview with Suge Knight. Bam. Let's go ahead and we'll go full screen. And I got it right at the part where he's talking about the gay shit that P. Diddy and his little entourage and probably other people would do. Because it wasn't just P. Diddy. He doesn't even say it's just P. Diddy. He's like, no, it's like a group of them. This is what they do. This is their little initiation ritual. And trust me, it probably came from people above them. I mean, for all he knows, fucking P. Diddy could have been thought like, yeah, fucking Biggie did this to me. So here it is. Let's just hear what he says.
Suge, help people understand, what tapes are you talking about? Who has them? And what kinds of things do you think they show?
Well, number one, luckily, I wasn't their first choice. Their second choice, I wasn't no choice to be at those freaky parties. But you know what they show. They used to have a thing in the industry, right? And the sad thing about it, I don't like mentioning Usher. I don't like mentioning Justin Bieber. I don't like mentioning all these people that everybody know what time it is. So at the same time, they used to have a joke. They never played this joke with me. And they used to walk in the Interscope office. They'd go back there and they'd be like, hey, we passed the test. I said, we haven't did the test. One dude said, well, don't say that in front of Mr. Knight because he's going to take it offensive and hurt somebody. I said, well, whatever it is, I probably will take it offensive or somebody will get their ass whooped. You know, that was me in those days. But they used to have these guys, they used to call it the boiled egg test. They could take a boiled egg, a raw boiled egg, and have those guys put their pants down and bend over and they stick it up their ass. The eggs break, they say they're not ready yet. They ain't put enough work in. This is Hollywood. So everybody want to go act like they don't know what's going on.
Hold on a second,
but
Suge.
if you just look. All you got to do is
I have never heard of anything like that. So if I haven't heard about it, just assume a lot of people haven't heard that before. But you think it's on video?
Let's stop for a second.
Go ahead.
That's really true. I've never heard of a boiled egg test, and you can't have a boiled raw egg. I think just get a little over his skis, unless they're like it's gonna be like poached, where it's like, I don't know, like liquid in the middle. I don't know, but that'd be the poached egg oil test or whatever. And I'm probably wrong about the terminology because I'm not a fucking cook. But a boiled egg test, that's fucked up. My ass is a fucking exit only. It's a one-way ticket. I would be upset too. I'm short, dude. I'm like 5'4", but I'm like 150 pounds of steel screaming sex appeal. You fucking try to stick a boiled egg up my ass, I'm gonna put my fucking toe up yours. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's fucking creepy. Even in a joking matter, it's like, yeah, I can understand why Sugar would want to knock a bitch out because you don't fucking you don't do that shit. You don't fucking suggest that shit to your friends, but fuck, I guess if you're a billionaire or what have you, fuck, I would just leave that party. It's like, yeah, I was hanging out with a bunch of billionaires, then it turns out they were all fags and like what was that movie? I remember I was like I was explaining to people. No, I was explaining to this one gal that back in my day, there was a different definition between gay and queer. Fag was just a pejorative. It was a slang. You know, fag could have been a firewood or, you know, log on the fire. What have you? Throw another fag on the fire. Wrestler's Rhapsody. You got to watch that movie. But it was about what's the difference between queer and gay back in the day. And I point to one movie. It was Warlock, the very first one with the British guy with the nose, the blonde hair. Warlock. He travels from the past into the future to try to bring about the devil's volume to undo creation, all that kind of stuff. Well, he lands in this place, and there is a guy and a gal, and they're roommates, and they take him in and put him on the couch, and she leaves for work in the morning, and the next day the warlock wakes up, and the guy's like making an omelet for him and shit, and he's talking to him, and the guy walks over and fucking bites his tongue out and spits it on the fucking in the pan. It's a fucked up movie. It's actually done really well though, and in the then she's in the police office because the warlock leaves, and so she's talking to the policeman, and they were like talking about her roommate and the fact that he was gay, and they were talking about like, does he fucking diddle little kids in the park? Is he like a creepy, fucking gay guy? And she's like, I said he was gay, not queer. So queer back in the day meant that you were a Diddy. You were that kind of a person. You were a deviant. Yes, you were gay, but you were very sexually degenerate, and you would do anything. And so that's what queer meant back in the day. And gay was just like, you fuck guys, but that's your own business. That's your preference. Nobody cares. I don't know how I got on this tangent, but yeah. What was he saying anyways?
Sure.
Yeah, listen, and also, have you ever been to any puffy parties?
No.
You sure they had a long time to think about it, but if you haven't been in those butt naked parties, even some of the preachers been in those parties, and they wasn't on their knees praying for God. See, they was praying for somebody to have come real quick or something, but I wasn't there, but there's proof of it.
I remember like they would do like, if you watch like TV or what have you, Entertainment Tonight, just flicking through the channels, they would like tell you about how extravagant his parties were. Everybody was getting this what the fuck champagne that they were drinking. It's like $250 a bottle or what have you. It'll come to my memory later, probably when I'm done recording this. But yeah, so this guy has always like been throwing in your face, I'm fucking rich. And like I said, you got to watch Get Him to the Greek.
At the same time,
Watch Get Him to the Greek with Jonah Hill and Russell Brand, because they starts off, the guy's like, he's like, man, did you go to one of his parties? And he wasn't talking about Puffy. Puffy plays an executive music producer, fucking that kind of shit. And he's like, man, I went to one of his parties last night and I woke up with glitter on my dick. Yeah, it's like, okay, no, things are getting into context. And then at the very end, he's like ordering bitches to fucking have sex with him. Jonah Hill, and everybody's smoking Jeffries, and fucking stroking the furry wall. It's funny, he's like, he strokes the furry wall, and PDD's all, this is what old pussy feels like. So it really is. Get Him to the Greek is a funny movie, but now it's like, you watch it now, it's like, man, did all this shit just ruin it for me? Probably not. Yeah, but still, there is like another point in this. I don't need to get into it. But I would like to. Let's see. I'm gonna go back here. Fuck sakes! Stop doing the fucking minimums. Always do the maximums. That's what happens when you fucking. Here, never mind. All right, I'm gonna look somebody up here real quick on the YouTube. I'm not gonna tell you who it is yet. Until I'm ready. And it'll take me a second. That's right, there it is. Bam. No, what happened? Oh, don't make me look through a bunch of shit. Man, I used to have this shit all the time. You know, don't do me. This is what I'll do. Come on now. Maybe this is it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back here now. I'm gonna put this up so I could add it to the screen. Bam, Jordan Maxwell on Hollywood. This guy is great. Max screens, always, guys. Max screens, Max screens. I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking cut this mouse up and remove its doo fucking button. All that's doing is pissing everybody off. So Jordan Maxwell passed away a couple years ago. He's a researcher, and he works specifically in ancient knowledge and language. And he studied secret societies and secret languages and all that kind of shit for like over 60 years before, till he died. Pardon me. Was a fucking saint in my opinion. He wrote this book called Sex Symbols and the Stars. I own it. Maybe we'll do a segment on Jordan, and I'll grab that book and read his dissertation and talk about the stuff he likes to talk about. But he talks about Hollywood and how it's sorcery, it's witchcraft. Now, if you're a big Christian or you're into religions that denounce, witchcraft and sorcery as Satan or what have you, then you'll find this very interesting. I know he did. He, even though he spoke badly about some sorts of Bibles, he believed that other Bibles were more true. Like he was like, nobody would ever, no proper Puritan would ever consult the King James Bible, because he basically rewrote the Bible. And he shows the older Bibles they would use, like the Companions Bibles, and how they had cliff notes, and it told would tell different stories. So, and these were old Bibles that the people in Christianity would use way before the King Jameses, and they hated King James for what he did to the Bible. And there's also a conspiracy on which King James wrote the Bible. But anyways, I got to show this guy to you, and he should talk about Hollywood, hopefully, because that's what the YouTube thing says. So without further ado, here we go. Oh, I gotta go to this one now. Bam. Jordan Maxwell.
It didn't take me very long to figure out that so much of what is going on, humans are not being told. We are not being told the real truth. And I'm going to, a couple of things in particular I want you to know, and I want you to remember. Nothing in this world, nothing works the way you think it does. There's always more to the story. You hear about some marriage breaking up, and the husband did this, the wife did that, and it's very obvious what happened. No, it's not obvious what happened. There's a lot more to the story you don't know. You don't know her background, her past. You don't know his past. You don't know what was going on in the family. You have no idea. So nothing is simple. This is why you have courts. So I found that nothing in this world operates the way you think it does. Banks do not loan money. Governments are not empowered to protect you. Police department is not there to serve you. Institutions of higher learning, colleges and educational institutes are not there to educate you. The entire superstructure of civilization in the Western world is a combination of brilliantly put together and planned, well-planned schemes to direct the minds of the people in such a way as to serve their masters. And I've known that for a long time. And one of the biggest tools in the hands of the masters who run this world is Hollywood. Hollywood is an incredible story. I've said this, and maybe many hearing me now have heard me say this, but I'll say it again, that
I know I'm being a dick by interrupting this, but this is the part I really wanted. If I would have searched this earlier and thought about it, I would have put this in and like chopped it up to where you just hear this. But I'm going to rewind it, and I just want you to hear him again. Well, listen to him. This is the part you need to fucking pay attention. Hollywood magic.
is Hollywood. Hollywood is an incredible story. I've said this, and maybe many hearing me now have heard me say this, but I'll say it again, that the white man's establishment comes from Europe. And in northern, southern, well, all four, northeast, south, and western Europe, even at the time of the Roman Empire and before, that whole section of Europe that we call the center for the white man's presence on the earth was quite literally ruled over. Ancient Europe was ruled over by a priesthood called the Druids, and the Druids were they were the ministers, the priests, the judges, the lawyers. They were the religious leaders. So there was a priesthood that dominated Europe. It still does. Europe is still a Druidic country. And America is a Druidic country. And unless you understand the Druidic system, then you're never going to figure out what's going on in America and England. But one of the most important symbols in the Druid system was a magic wand, like Merlin the magician with the magic wand. And also the orchestra leaders and conductors always have a magic wand. And you had better play to the tune of the master. He directs you to play, and he directs you to stop with the magic wand. So you're dancing to his music, okay? Magic wands were always made out of the wood of a holly tree. It's made out of Hollywood. And Hollywood is a Druidic establishment. And the symbols, the words, the terms, the stories are designed. Think about it. Think about how Hollywood does what they do. I'm not saying they're evil. I'm just explaining how Hollywood works. You have, first of all, a story. So somebody has to write the story. All right, so now you've got a story. Now you have to give it to a screenwriter who's going to adapt that story, excuse me, adapt that story into a screenplay. Because you can't just tell the story. You have to design it to be a movie. Now, once you do that, then you're going to have the actors, very important actors, because you're going to need people to act the part. And so it doesn't mean that they actually have human feelings. No, they're being paid to act like they care, to act like they love someone too. It's an act. And so you're paying actors to act out the part that the screenwriters have written, and you want to make sure the actors do it just right. So you have to have a director, and he's going to direct everything you say and do the way he wants it said. Then you have, of course, the producer, and he's also subjected to the executive producer who's producing the money. And so all of this is a whole system of putting together a system of a story that tells you a story. It causes you to think in terms of what you just saw, so that people go out from the movie and think in their minds, this is the way you normally would react to a situation, the way that the guy in the movie did. And so that's why today, in the Western civilization, especially in the West, our ability to work with each other and live together as humans is so screwed up. Because we've been watching so much television and so many movies and so much silliness coming out of Hollywood, so much violence and sex and drugs and all the rest of it, that people have no idea in the world how to live anymore. They've lost their humanity.
Okay, so you're saying that in many ways, Hollywood...
We're going to stop right there. Yep. Hollywood, folks. The magic staff. The wand. Made from the wood of a holly tree. You got to listen to Jordan Maxwell. He is excellent. He'll rip apart your fucking reality and throw a dose of cold water on you in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. He is great. And he's right. Think about everything we just saw. And it's not just California. It's fucking New York too. Like LA, Hollywood, and New York. They're just shitholes. Both of them. San Diego, beautiful. Coronado, beautiful. And you get into the cities and everything like that, fucking shitholes. I'm up north. You get past San Francisco. San Francisco's a shithole too. We don't consider it up here in north as part of Northern California. We don't even consider Sacramento as Northern California. They try to tell us, how to run our water when, they're taking it from us and we make most of the food. When I was in like high school, I had to go and do agriculture. And the agricultural yield in California can supply the whole United States with food alone. Properly. Seriously. But, you got all these other states, North Dakota, South Dakota, fucking all these other fucking states that have farmland and produce food. So we could actually, the United States alone could produce food for the whole world. And don't forget the whole world, besides like, some countries, fucking actually can produce their own food as well. It's just fucking weird. And of course, we can't export any of our food because of all the chemicals and fucking bad shit we fucking spray on them that other countries won't accept. I mean, they're like, no, you put this shit on your food. Nope, we don't want it. But even if we stop that shit, we could still fucking yield food to them. I guess I always get off on tangents. But yeah. So the whole P. Diddy thing is really, really bad. He's going to be Jeffrey Epstein. Probably. And, yeah, it's going to be bad. I don't know what else to say about it. But it's been fucking a wild ride. It's late, though. I got to go to bed. Like I said, I spent some time looking into this. It's going to do a recording, so there it is. And, fuck, bros. I'll fucking see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, turn this shit off now. Have a good one. Later, bro.